Dummy switch pod. The boys are
Ah,
back.
yes,
How are you,
sir.
Chris?
Oh, look, I'm good after this weekend. So, yeah, how's it going, quarters?
Yeah, it's tough conquering Europe, man. That's all I can say. Or
Yeah.
European. Some people have a problem with us being in European competition, so it's tough being in Champions Cup.
Mm. And winning at the same time.
Yeah, but straight away, let's get to Sharks Munster. Early try for Munster. It looked like it's just another week in the Sharks saga.
Yeah, it did look like it, but then I think good hit back from the Sharks, the big players stepping up. Look, one thing for sure is that the pack was online this game, they
Mm.
were fully online. And look, they took the opportunities that presented themselves. They had more confidence, But then once the changes came in, then you started seeing, the little cracks that were keeping in, especially when
Ah,
it's a
no, no,
bit.
no, no. You're being too critical. You're being too critical, I think,
No.
from an outsider's perspective. This looked like the all-star Sharks that they're supposed to be. This looks like the Rock Nation Sharks that they're supposed to be.
Yeah, look, for most of the game, up until like for me, I feel like in the second half there, some of the Munster tries was just a bit too easy, for them. Yes, okay, granted, good running line, good set play, but for me, it's just those kind of things. You get a better team on the day, they can exploit that and they can find their way back in, but overall, good result, but I can still see some of the offline tendencies there, with the Sharks, but I'm still happy. They at least
For me,
they
I don't. It was a great result for me. I feel like as an onlooker, all I can say it was a great result for me. The mall Munster couldn't
yeah,
deal
the
with the
more was just
mall
power.
on the
Mm,
ground. Munster couldn't deal with Kolisi, especially on the ground.
hmm.
Also, the thing that came back was the belief and the confidence. You can see guys
Yes.
getting their hands going, and when you're playing the luck, it tends to go your way, and that's I think that's what we saw, and everybody was working for each other, and even when you look at that try that Bosch butchered, they had the
Yeah.
confidence to run from the 22, which is something that you'll associate with the Stormers, not
Yeah.
associate with the
Not
Sharks
necessarily with
necessarily.
with the Sharks, especially this season. Yeah. No, no, okay.
That's
No.
what I'm saying, especially in the last few games,
Mm,
not even the season.
yeah.
So it's good
Yeah.
to see that there's been a change of mindset, change of belief there.
Yeah, yeah, no, I hear you. But we'll see. We'll see against Toulouse, But overall, look, you can't be disappointed with the Sharks' performance. I think, yes, you're right. I'm being a bit too harsh, a bit too critical because, we're looking for that total performance all around where they don't even score,
But
But
my thing is on attack, the boys were
mm,
going. On
okay, yeah,
defense,
no, they were good
the
on
boys
attack.
were also putting pressure. That's how you saw those other tries where Cohen gassed it.
Yes, yes,
He
yes.
even hit a
Granted.
little goose there.
Good
There
old
was
goose in the finish. Granted, granted. I'll give them that. I'll give you that. Yes, but I still
so you
maintain. I
want a
still
complete
maintain my
performance.
position.
You want a complete performance. On attack, they were going. On defense, they were going. So I don't personally. I don't know.
Defense, I say 80%. It's not complete. Come on, come on, come on. But let's agree to disagree. Fact is, we can agree that it was a good result. So let's leave it there.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Only unfortunate thing, obviously, the injuries to
Yeah,
Hendrickson and Etzebeth, and
it's a
I think it
bit.
was even
Yeah.
Emil van Heerden came on for about 8 minutes, then got injured. So I think
Mm,
that's the only thing on a Bok perspective, especially Hendrickson.
yeah, and it's a bit. If it's
But
a
Etzebeth, I
if
don't think
it's
it looks serious. That's why I say,
yeah. Yeah, that he's never out for too long, So yeah, you know. Hopefully we can continue with this in the next game, but we'll see. We'll see.
moving on, Stormers versus the Quins,
Ah,
the DHL derby.
aye,
Uh, no, the
aye.
Stormers, to me, they second half, Quins were on the ropes. Much of the second half. There was actually one point where they had a penalty. I think it was when they were about 23 points, I think around 23 points, and they had a shift in momentum. And personally, I would have gone for line, but they went for poles. After they went for poles, you could just see from the play, Quins were gassed, and that was the dagger. I thought going for a try would have been the dagger, but that was essentially the game was over at that point.
Yeah. And look, I've got the scoreline flattered Harlequins. It flattered them. They made them. If you just look at the scoreline, you think, oh, okay, this was a pretty tight game. And if you look at even the tries that they scored at the back end there, those last two tries, they were just fortunate to even get on the scoreboard. But look, at the end of the day, the Stormers, that opening, the intensity that they played with. You even see that first try. You even see there's a part where Kitsov plays Malheba. Malheba looks for the pass. It wasn't there. Just a little dummy. Then you've got Daimani, Fari. It's just these guys are just
Daimani in that dangerous position. Once they start getting Daimani in the trams there, there's going to be problems.
Yeah, and then also the class of Lubbock. That skip pass. Skip two.
Yeah.
And just his general play. Okay, if he kicks missed a goal, but overall, man, that man's quality. And even when you're looking at even that guy Dion Fari, my question is with Dion Fari. I know we're not there yet, but it's coming. But does he go to the World Cup? I think I want him there. I want him there. Just he can be the Francois Lowe, even though he doesn't have as many caps, but he's got that impact. He can.
Francois Lowe never had this impact. Francois Lowe never had this impact. That's all I'll say, is because
the role.
Yeah, the role. But he'll make a vital steal at one end, and the next thing he goes over and scores at the mall.
Yeah.
So it's one of those situations where the game is beginning and ending with him.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's a lot of contributors, but he's a big spark for that team.
He is, especially there in that pack, and you can see that experience. There's an example of an experienced player, not only just bringing his experience, but also bringing the play to come along with it. And if you're looking at that Stormers power, the Stormers pack, look, they are those guys. They are those guys, where you just look at them, the intensity they play with. Oh my goodness, it's good to watch, good to see, and you can only hope that this sort of that sort of balance that they have, in attacking and defense, the accuracy, especially on defense, especially at the end of that first half when they were just at Harlequins. You just hope that's
Quins had territory. They had territory and they had possession. No points.
No points.
For large stretches of that game.
Yeah, but Storm is just too good, and like I say, they are those guys, and you saw it even with that Willemse try. I think that just underlined, where they're at as a team and their ability to just take the opportunities, and put teams away. And yeah, look, we've been singing their praises this whole season, and yeah, they are those guys.
Yeah, for me, the forwards, the way that they get in rhythm and they play very clever patterns of moving the ball along
as well,
the confidence of, instead of going for a box kick, you're now going for a cross kick, that kind of thing. Joseph Tueba getting the job done, even if it's uncontested, he's still finding his jumpers, he's getting done what needs to be done, which was a criticism of him. Hopefully further down into the tournament he can continue to do that. Dan du Plessis was having a game. Ben Jason Dixon, I never knew he was such a baller.
Yeah, no. But a lot of those guys, I think it's just credit to the system and the environment that they have there. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Because, I mean, if you look on the other side in the north, there's just trouble there, But with the Stormers, man, what more can you say about them? They are those guys.
moving on to some other guys who showed up. Some other guys who showed up. The Lions showed up versus Racing. Again, vital player. The same way that Dion Fourie is vital for the Stormers, I feel like Marius Lowe is vital for the the Lions.
Strength to strength. This guy's just growing, man.
You know, it's the intercept. It's the intercept. Then the next try, I think there was a big hit by Puerta, who I also tend to. We must highlight when he's playing well, because I highlight when he's playing badly. I think he played well. He had a nice hit. Puerta, and then Lowe moves it on to Van der Merwe. So it's like Van der Merwe is in everything. He's in everything.
Yeah. Yeah, Marius Lowe is just he like I say, it's just growing from strength to strength. His initial, when he started off, when he went to the Lions, you can see now that he was finding his feet, because the performances that he's putting out there, and there's just this calmness in that Lions backline. They're very dangerous. And then you've got a pack where now they're starting to click. And I mentioned it after that last round of URC, where you just said, it's a little too late. Yes, in the URC, but in the Challenge Cup, I think they've got an opportunity. I'd actually forgotten about the Challenge Cup, to be honest, because now they've got nothing to lose. Now it's they've got nothing to lose. I mean, if you look at that loose trio that they have, Ruan Venter, Chituka, Franco Horn, I even thought Ruan Venter, that try of his, kind of got reminded a bit of Johan Smith. Even the hits that he puts in, is that big bruising number 7. He can get you.
And that was after the hooter. That's my thing about that try. Also, is you've got a red card, questionable, and then after the hooter, you're still playing on and getting. So there's that belief, and they're playing with that looseness. They're almost playing like they're drunk.
Nothing to lose.
They're playing like they've had
nothing to lose, and and even that transition, the way that they transition the defense to attack, and I'm inclined to say, it's almost even the same with the Stormers, and even you mentioned even the Sharks game, is that the foundation of at least tilting the scales towards your favor is a good defense, and the Lions defensively, they stepped up. And they're able to just cut teams apart when they get their ball. Nohamba, look, you can mention all of them that they are putting up their hands, especially after the hot dog gate. It's it's looking good for them. So like I say, nothing to lose for the Lions. Nothing to lose.
They say once you hit rock bottom, the only way is up. The only way is up. So the boys are going up. Even, last week you spoke about Willem Alberts and, not knowing where his contribution would lie. And even deep in that game, he showed his value.
Yes. Yeah, no, look, we'll give him that. Yeah, because I questioned that, about Willem Alberts. And like you say, like we always do, we question, but we also give credit to credit is due, so, and it came through. And I think at the end of the day, is that at altitude as well, and the kind of form that the Lions are in, Lombard is he's looking so much better now, and I think him not doing the kicking, is just taking so much pressure off him.
Exactly.
Kieran Horn, these guys are complementing each other, and that backline really looks balanced, if we're being honest, just that starting backline. I like the look of them. But then again, we have to compliment and commend the work rate of the pack, and especially for me, is that loose trio really stands out for me with the Lions. I like them. But and like I say, going forward into the quarters, I've got nothing to lose. Nothing to lose.
Yeah, the boys, they won't die wondering. They'll keep on going.
Then
the Bulls.
Too far. Wait, before we go to the Bulls, Cheetahs bridge too far. You can see that they're not playing high level opposition regularly. They did well to get there, but Toulon just had a bit too much tempo for them. Too much,
too much money.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, too much money as well. But a good fight from them. But yeah, bridge too far. In this one. But yeah, let's move on to where there's problems.
Yeah, the Bulls. I think it's also playing 5-time champion. So you've got problems, then you're seeing problems, going away to 5-time champions.
Look, in the north, it looks like there's bigger issues because, I mean, even Varsity Cup is not good. There's relegation going on there. Currie Cup is not looking good. Even now, the URC wasn't looking good. Now, even just the performances seem to be regressing, and I keep saying that I just believe that maybe new voice, but also new personnel needed, because their pack, their pack was just like the color of their jersey on the day. They were light blue, they were powder blue, they were just, they were not, they're just lightweight. And you could see even that lock, that Australian lock, Arnold, you could see, man, he knew it was going to be a good day, because he was like, who are these guys? Like, honestly, you'll see, I think we'll see next week when the Sharks play Toulouse, there'll be a bit more respect because they'll know that, hey, okay, yeah, this box,
Yeah.
in that Bulls pack, Marco van Staden for me is the only one that really sticks out where you can see that, no, man, this guy is like, he's a lone soldier here. Nobody is coming with him and complimenting him. Ulrich Loh, yes, he can make big hits. We saw there was one big hit there, but overall impact in the game and just...
He's not the player that he was last season.
Yeah, and it's just... And again, then you see the quality of Toulouse, the strike power and the accuracy. I mean, you got Dupont, you got Intermac, you got who's that loose forward that's also a French international. So, I mean, they basically, you can see the golfing class. And that's why I keep going back to say the Bulls, they need to bring in some guys, some heavy hitters to come in, and relevant heavy hitters. The older guys, yes, they've given up the experience, but yeah, they really need to overhaul. Otherwise, they're just going to find themselves in the doldrums. Honestly speaking, it was not impressive, and we saw it even Currie Cup. So
I think they've lost a bit of identity, and there's a mismatch. There's a mismatch between personnel and game plan.
Yeah, there's no balance. There's no balance. They're missing it. Like even when I was looking at that pack, watching that game, I was just like, man, they don't strike fear in opposition. You're not looking there. And as an example, you're not seeing like a Danny Rousseau, a Bakis Bota like player, those kind of players where that no, these guys, in terms of the Bulls' identity, that physicality where they can physically dominate teams right now, like I say, they're powder blue, like their jersey,
Any closing remarks, Chris?
The magic of the Currie Cup. That's all I've got to say. It's the magic of the Currie Cup. And I think it's good that it just seems like there's a power shift. Griquas are getting wins. They're beating the sort of bigger unions. So, yeah, it's good to see. And in the quarters for our teams, nothing to lose. I still maintain in the Heineken Cup, nothing to lose. That's so they just need to go for it. Nothing to lose.
Same from me. The boys just gotta play. They just gotta play. They gotta roll that
let
dice
the boys play.
And let the boys play. That's it from us today. Thanks for watching.
We out.